Good morning students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 6. In this video, we are going to see the same lesson, that is plant kingdom. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen introductory part of bryophytes, which are named as amphibians of plant kingdom, and also they are known as non-vascular cryptogames, that is absence of vascular tissue such as xylem and phloem. So they are known as non-vascular cryptogames, and also they are named as first land living plants because these bryophytes only showing the mode of terrestrial habitat. That's why they are known as first land living plants. And also they named as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Dear students, in their life cycle, bryophytic plants required water for fertilization process, so that they are named as amphibians of plant kingdom. They are showing the two mode of habitat, terrestrial mode as well as the aquatic mode of habitat. That's why they are named as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Then we have seen general characteristic feature of bryophytes. They are thalloid structure, dichotomously branched. They are showing the sexual dimorphism, that is male sex organ and female sex organ. Male sex organs are known as antheridia. Female sex organs are known as archegonia. And also they are showing the exoscopic zygote development, embryogeny. That is, development of zygote is taken place on the periphery of the zygote. Sporophyte is dependent on the gametophyte. Gametophyte only, free and also green in color, photosynthetic and also independent. But the sporophyte is dependent on the gametophytic phase. Then the sporophyte, which are differentiated into different form, that is capsule and setae, food capsule and setae. The bryophytes produce same type of spores known as homosporous, and also they are showing alternation of generation, that is haploid phase and diploid phase. That is sporophytic phase and gametophytic phase are seen in their life cycle. That is known as heterologous alternation generation. Up to this only we have seen in the previous video class. In this video, we are going to see the classification of bryophytes, economic importance of bryophytes, and one of the genus named Morgantia and its life cycle. Dear students, we are going to see the classification of bryophytes. So this was first proposed by the scientist Proskauer in the year 1957. It is divided into three classes, namely Hepaticopsida, Anthoceratopsida and Bryopsida. Hepaticopsida, example Rixia, Morgantia, Porella and Rhella. Anthoceratopsida, example Anthoceras and Dendroceras. In Bryopsida, example Funaria, Polytrichum and Sphagnum. Dear students, this is the classification of Bryophyta. Is the important 2-mark question. Kindly note it down in your textbook. Bryophyta divided into three classes. Hepaticopsida, otherwise known as liverworts. It is the basic or primitive bryophytes which is seen in the Bryophyta subdivision. Next one, Anthoceratopsida, otherwise known as hornworts. It is somewhat advanced from the Hepaticopsida. Last one, Bryopsida or mosses, is the advanced bryophytes of the three classes. Out of these three classes, Bryopsida is the advanced bryophytes. So this is the flow chart of classification of bryophytes. Now we are going to see the general characteristic feature of different subclasses of Bryophyta. Dear students, this is the class Hepaticopsida. I told you it's the primitive form of bryophytes. That is the first characteristic feature of Hepaticopsida, lower forms of bryophytes. And also their structure is very simple when compared to the advanced bryophytes, that is mosses. And also they are living on the damp and shady places. Damp means moist surface. On the surface of a rocky region which contains little amount of water or due to rainwater, they are living on the rocky region that is said to be damp region and shady places. The plant body is not differentiated. Undifferentiated thallus. That's why they given undifferentiated thallus. Then the development of the zygote, the protonemal stage is absent. So everything is in the simple form because it is the primitive type of bryophytes. Thallus are undifferentiated and also structures are very simple. Protonemal stage is absent. Sporophyte is also very simple and also short-lived. The lifespan is very short. In some of the Hepaticopsida plants, the foot and setae are absent in the sporophyte. Dear students, the general characters we have seen. Bryophytic members. The sporophyte is differentiated into foot, setae and a capsule, which are producing the spores inner side. But in this Hepaticopsida sporophyte, foot and setae are absent. Example, Rixia. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the Rixia thallus. The plant body is very simple. It's living on the moist surface, that is dampy region. The plant body is dichotomously branches. That is the only characteristic feature seen in the plant body. But there is no differentiation in the thallus. That's why they told you undifferentiated thalli. Protonemal stage is absent. Sporophyte is simple and short-lived. In the sporophyte, setae and foot are absent. Example, Rixia. This is the characteristic feature of class Hepaticopsida. Next class is Anthoceratopsida. Here also, the plant body or gametophyte is undifferentiated thalli. That means there is no root-like, stem-like, leaf-like organ is absent. That's why they named as undifferentiated thalli. They contains root-like structure is called rhizoids, which is unicellular, that is only one cell, and also unbranched. There is no branches in the rhizoids. This class also, protonemal stage is absent in the zygote development. But The sporophyte is differentiated into foot and capsule, but setae is absent. Foot is there, capsule, spore producing organ is there, but setae is absent. Example, Anthoceras. Dear students, this is the Anthoceras thalli. The plant thalli is also very simple, undifferentiated. Protonemal stage is absent. And also, the sporophyte is differentiated into foot and capsule, but setae is absent. Dear students, this is the another structure of Anthoceras thallus, which are showing the vegetative reproductive organ is known as gemma. Gemma cup, inner side of the cup like gemma, they are having the gemmules. During favorable condition, the gemmules which are falls on the thalli and developed into a new individual. That is said to be Anthoceras vegetative reproduction. Dear students, the advanced last class of bryophyte is Bryopsida, or otherwise known as mosses. It is the higher form of bryophytes. The plant body or a gametophyte is differentiated into stem-like, leaf-like and also root-like organ, which are showing the radial symmetry. Radial symmetry means what is that one? A plant body which is divided into different halves with many median planes. That is said to be radial symmetry. It contains rhizoids, which is multicellular and branched. See the characteristic feature. Anthoceratopsida, rhizoids are unicellular and also unbranched. Okay. But in Bryopsida, it is multicellular and also branched. Then, protonemal stage is present in the zygote development. And also sporophyte is differentiated into foot, setae and capsule. This Bryopsida plants which are showing highly differentiated structure when compared to the primitive form of liverworts, that is Hepaticapsida. They often look like in the form of dense cushion, a soft structure which are look like in the form of cushion. Example, Funaria. Dear students, this is the Funaria. At the base they are having leaf-like structure. Small hair-like outgrowth is known as rhizoids. The small slender stalk-like portion is known as stem-like region. At the tip they are having sporophyte. The sporophyte is differentiated into foot, setae and capsule. At the tip of the sporophyte, a orange color, yellowish orange color region which is denoted as an capsule. A small beak-like structure which is present at the tip of the sporophyte is known as capsule. So this capsule only afterwards differentiated, that is the sporophyte differentiated into foot, setae and capsule. So this plant only which are look like a dense cushion-like appearance is known as Funaria, belongs to the class Bryopsida, is the advanced bryophytes. So dear students, these are all the different classes of bryophytes under their characteristic feature. Is a very important 3-mark question and also 5 mark question. Each and every class character is the 3 mark, and totally the classification of bryophytes and its characteristic feature is the important 5 mark question. Kindly note it down in your textbook. Dear students, next we are going to see the economic importance of bryophytes. Is the important 2 mark and 3 mark question. These bryophytic plants, which is used to prepare for the fuel named peat from the bryophyte plant known as sphagnum. How the peat is formed? There is a fuel is formed. A large amount of dead thallus of sphagnum gets accumulated, that means stored in one region, and it compressed and modified into hardened fuel known as peat. Is an important 2 mark question. What is peat? Kindly note it down in your textbook. A large amount of dead thallus of sphagnum is accumulated and compressed, modified into hardened fuel known as peat. In Northern Europe, peat is used as a fuel in commercial value. Example, Netherlands. Apart from the peat, the bryophytic plants are used to prepare nitrates, brown dye. There is a dye is also prepared from the bryophytic plants, and tanning materials are derived from the peat. So peat is used as a fuel, and also it is used to prepare for the nitrates, brown dye and tannin material. So uses of fuel also you have to mark it. Another question, what is peat? Write its uses. So the answer is start from the large amount of, end with the derived from peat. Next, the sphagnum bryophytic plant and a fuel named peat are also used in the horticulture as packing material, because the sphagnum and peat, which are having water holding capacity, so that they are used in the packaging material to give moisture to the packing material. Then another bryophytic plant named Morgantia polymarpa is used to cure the pulmonary tuberculosis. Then sphagnum, bryum and polytrichum are used as a food material. These bryophytes play a major role in increase the soil formation through succession. Dear students, succession is the process how we can able to develop a new area from the primitive form to the advanced form is known as the succession. That one you will learn in 12th standard. These bryophytes play important role in soil formation through succession and also helps in the soil conservation. So these are all the different economic importance of bryophytes. Is the important 2 mark and 3 mark question. Next, we are going to see the life cycle of Morgantia. Dear students, this is the plant named sphagnum. The dead thallus of sphagnum only get accumulated and compressed and modified into hardened fuel named peat. So this sphagnum only used as a food material, and also it is used in the horticulture as packing material to give moisture to the packing substance, because it has the capacity for water holding capacity. So this is the bryophytic plant sphagnum, which increase the economic value of the bryophytes. Dear students, now we are going to see the life cycle of Margantia. The systematic position of Margantia is class Hepaticopsida, that means primitive plant only, okay. Order Margantiales, family Margantiaceae, genus Margantia. Is an important 2-mark question. Write the systematic position of Margantia. The habitat of Margantia grows in a cool, moist, shady places. In this Margantia polymorpha is the common species. Dear students, now we are going to see the gametophyte thalli, that means structure of plant body. The plant body of the Margantia is known as gametophyte. This gametophyte only free, independent, green in color and also photosynthetic. So it has the capacity to prepare the food material by photosynthetic process, so that this gametophyte is known as independent. Okay. See the first line. Margantia is the plant body of Margantia is a gametophyte. So it is a prostate. That means it grows horizontal region, differentiated into two surface, dorsal surface and the ventral surface. So that is known as dorsiventral, and dichotomously branched. Each and every plant thalli divided into two branches. That is said to be dichotomously branched. The dorsal surface, that means upper surface of the thalli, which contains median line, is known as midrib, which is marked by a small groove, that means a small cavity on the dorsal surface. Shallow groove on the dorsal surface. The dorsal surface appears the rhomboidal or polygonal diamond shape, which indicates the outline of the underlying air chambers of the thallus. That means the dorsal surface of the Margantia is look like in the form of rhomboidal or polygonal diamond shape. We all know that one, the shape of the diamond is polygonal. So the Margantia dorsal views also look like in the form of polygonal diamond shape due to the air chambers which is present in the thalli. With the help of these air chambers only, they are exchanging their gases at the time of photosynthetic process. So due to the presentation of air chambers, the thalli look like in the form of polygonal diamond shape. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the thalli of Margantia. First one, see the thalli which is flattened. Each and every branch is divided into two, that is dichotomously branching, and also it consists of two surface, upper surface and the lower surface only we can able to see the rhizoids. Then on the each thalli which are divided by the median plane, is known as midrib, which is grooved at the tip, and also the plant thalli, which are contains many air chambers which look like polygonal diamond shape of the Morgantia. The first diagram is known as thallus with a antheridiophore. That means it is a male thalli which are produce male sex organ known as antheridium, which is produced the structure is known as antheridiophore. And also these thalli which are showing a cup-shaped structure known as gemma cup, which contains gemmules for vegetative reproduction. We are coming to the second diagram. This is also dorsal view only. They are containing archegoniophore, thallus with archegoniophore, that is female sex organ. The female sex organs are known as archegonium, which produce in the archegoniophore. So this is said to be female thalli. So the Morgantia, which are showing heterothallic condition, male thalli separately and female thalli separately. So this is the diagram which are showing thallus with antheridiophore and archegoniophore. Dear students, the dorsal surface of the Morgantia thalli, which are showing a small crescent shaped or crescent moon shaped, that means a small curve or an arc structure is called gemma cup, which contains vegetative reproductive organ known as gemmae. And also the apical notch, a small cavity which is present at each and every tip of the thalli is known as apical notch, contains the apical cell which is responsible for the growth of a thalli. This apical cell only in advanced plant cell named as meristematic tissue, which is present in the tip of the root and also stem. Likewise, structure is present in the primitive form of bryophytes in the small groove present at the tip of the thalli, contains apical cell responsible for growth of a thallus. When coming to the ventral side or ventral view of the Morgantia, it contains many multicellular scales and rhizoids, which helps in the fixation of plant to the substratum and also absorb the water and mineral salts. Scales, I already mentioned in the characteristic feature of bryophytes, that is, we all know that one, calm, karanakkilangu. The outer surface, which is dark brown in color, which we are peeling out. That peeling is said to be the scales. Likewise, at the ventral side of the Morgantia is also having scales, which is multicellular, and also rhizoids, which helps in the fixation of plant to the substratum and also absorbing water and mineral salts. These rhizoids are divided into two types. One is smooth-walled rhizoid. Another one is the pegged type of rhizoids. Smooth-walled means there is no wavy nature. The surface of the rhizoid is look like very smooth. Another one, pegged, means the rhizoid which is shown in the form of wavy nature, pegged. That is said to be tuberculate type of rhizoid. On the maturation of this thalli, which produce or which contains two type of sex organs in the form of erect position. One is antheridiophore, another one is the archegoniophore. This is the structure of Morgantia gametophyte or thalli. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the Morgantia thalli. At the tip they are having a small groove. See, a brown color point is there, isn't it? That is said to be a small groove or a cavity which contains the apical cell responsible for the growth of a Morgantia. Then the dorsal surface, which contains a cup-shaped structure known as gemma cup, contains gemule responsible for the vegetative reproduction. Okay, so see the groove, it's clearly seen here, a small cavity-like structure, and also the surface of the dorsal view contain minute air chambers which makes the thalli into polygonal diamond shape to the Morgantia thalli. So this is said to be the thalli of Morgantia. Dear students, this is the Morgantia thalli with archegoniophore and antheridiophore. First one is the Morgantia thalli with a gemma cup for vegetative reproduction. Second one, Morgantia thalli with antheridiophore. And third one is said to be the Morgantia thalli with archegoniophore. So these are all the different structure which is seen in the Morgantia thalli. Dear students, see the diagram. I already shown this diagram in the previous video class. This is the two type of rhizoids which is seen in the Morgantia thalli in the ventral side. First one is the pegged type of rhizoid. It is in the form of tuberculate, showing the wavy nature. Another one is the smooth-walled rhizoids. These are all the two type of rhizoids which is seen in the Morgantia thalli. So these rhizoids are multicellular. Dear students, these are all the different morphological structure which is seen in the gametophyte of Morgantia. Dear students, next we are going to see the internal structure of thallus. The transverse section of Morgantia thallus, which are showing three important parts, namely epidermis, which is outermost layer. Inner to the epidermis, it is made up of certain parenchymatous cell responsible for photosynthetic function, which contains chlorophyll pigments. And the third region is known as storage region, which stores the food material prepared in the photosynthetic region. Dear students, the internal structure of thalli with the diagram is very important. 5-mark question. The diagram alone is the 3-mark question. Dear students, the internal structure of Morgantia thalli divided into 3 regions: epidermis, photosynthetic region and storage region. First we are going to see epidermis. It is divided into 2 layers, upper layer and lower layer. The upper layer is, as usual, we have studied in the anatomy of 11th standard, made up of single layer, thin walled, closely packed parenchymatous cells. Some region, this parenchymatous layer leave a small opening is known as air pore. This parenchymatous cell contains chloroplast. The upper epidermis is interrupted by, I told you, a small space is known as air pore. The shape of the air pore is barrel shaped. These air pores which are communicate with the air chamber which is present below the epidermal region. So the pore of the thalli is surrounded by a 4 to 8 cell which is in the form of tier, that means row of a cell, named as superimposed cells. Then below the upper epidermis, the thalli which contains number of air chambers are present in the single horizontal layer. The air chambers are separated by one another by a partition which is produced from the upper epidermis to the floor of the air chambers. These air chambers which contains simple or branched green color filaments. These filaments only involved for photosynthetic function. So that this region is known as photosynthetic region. Below the photosynthetic region, they are made up of with closely packed parenchymatous cell which is responsible for stores the food material. That's why this region is known as storage region. This region which stores the starch grains and protein granules for further growth and development of a plant thalli. Below the storage region, it consists of lower epidermis made up of with multicellular rhizoids and multicellular scales. So this is the internal structure of Morgantia thalli. Dear students, I told you this diagram is very important for 3-mark question. TS of Morgantia thalli differentiated into 3 regions: upper epidermis, lower photosynthetic region and the storage region. The upper region which is made up of parenchymatous cell which is closely packed, thin-walled, interrupted or separated by a pore is called air pore. These epidermal cells which grow towards in the tiers made up of 4 to 8 cell which makes partition in the air chamber region. Inner side of the air chamber, they contains simple or branched green filaments. These green filaments only responsible for photosynthetic function. So this region is known as photosynthetic region. Below the photosynthetic region, they are contain closely packed parenchymatous cell without intercellular spaces. That means no gap between the cells. They are tightly packed or closely packed which are storing the food material in the form of starch and protein. Below the storage region is the lower epidermis which is made up of two type of rhizoids, that is pegged rhizoids, which is wave in nature, and the smooth-walled rhizoids, responsible for absorption of water and food material, and many multicellular scales also present. With help of scales only, they are attached to the substratum. This is said to be TS of Morgantia thallus. Dear students, I hope have you all understood gametophytic structure of a Morgantia and internal structure of thalli. Up to this, I conclude my video. Remaining, we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best, children.